Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Stephanie with Lumeria Star, and I feel like I haven't made a video in a really long time, and I think it's actually been a month. I think the month of July I've just been really busy and haven't had a chance, and that's kind of unfortunate because I have a list of videos that I want to do, which I'm going to do, but at the same time it's kind of been nice to just like be present, and when I'm working and just taking more intentional time to like unwind. So it has been actually nice to just kind of take summer at a slower pace. So regardless, I have a new video for you today, and this is me reflecting on the decks I worked with in July for the Lumeria Star Tarot edit, which, if you don't know, it's a hashtag I created on Instagram. Oh my gosh, maybe 5 years ago, maybe four or 5 years ago, as a way to just be able to be really intentional every month with what decks I want to work with. Perhaps there's like an energy I want to work with, or seasonal energy, or maybe there's a theme or something like that. It's also really great if you have, quite a few amount of decks like I do, and you want to be able to like rotate and give everyone equal amounts of love. So I've been doing this for a while. It's been really fun. So I wanted to reflect on the decks I worked with in July. So let's just get into the decks, because that's what we all want to see. So July for me is always, I live at the beach. For those of you who don't know, I consider myself a beach witch. So July for me is all about the ocean and mermaid energy, and we are heavy in Cancer season. So all of my decks that I worked with this month are watery, mermaid, ocean themed decks, and I have really pretty bags to match. I just love them so much. So first of all, can we just appreciate how pretty this mermaid like printed bag is in the illustration? I just love it. I found it on Etsy. I can't remember the name of the shop, but if anyone's interested, just let me know. I can certainly look back in my Etsy and see who I purchased it from. So anyway, in this bag, I have my lovely Tempest Tarot. I love this deck. So this deck is a very Rider-Waite Smith-based deck. So it's really easy to read, in my opinion. Some of the cards might be a little pippish, like a little, but I don't find it hard to read. I actually find it to be a really easy reader. Ew, I'm getting all these like sidebar, I get all these like gnats because I have so many house plants, and I do like spray them with like different like essential oils to prevent gnats, and like they just continue to show up. So if anyone knows how to get rid of those, please let me know. Anyway, I love the simplistic style of these cards. Of course, I love this beautiful like empress, this like sea goddess. She's so beautiful. It's got this very like nautical ocean theme. We've got some skulls, which really appeals to me. I really love all the mermaids in this deck. And I also really like the like very clean and limited color palette. I feel like it's just a nice palette cleanser if I've been working with a lot of like really busy decks with a lot of color, a lot going on. I love this Lover's card. It just reminds me of like the Little Mermaid. This is just a really, really great deck, and I love it. I love it so much. I'm so glad this is part of my collection. Let me see other cards that I really love. This High Priestess is also just stunning. This like sea sorceress. That's what this card gives me. The Hanged Man. We've got this like, what is that, a trident? Again, all the mermaid energy. Just again, very like clean illustrations. I think it's just great. Got this rugged pirate as the emperor. Got some more like skulls and pirates. Got an anchor for strength. And again, some of them are a little bit pippish, but like it really doesn't bother me. I think if you know the RWS, I think this will be a really great deck if you haven't already worked with it. So this one, I absolutely adore. Huge win for this month. And I'll probably always keep this in my collection. I don't see this being one that I would ever rehome. So that is the Tempest Tarot. Okay, so now we're just going to go through, I think we're going to go through the decks that are all in my mermaid bags. So let's look at another mermaid bag. Look how cute this print is with these like mermaids in this like pinup style artwork. So good. And I think it matches the deck's energy perfectly. So let me open this up. So in this fun bag, we have the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot. And this deck, I love. This is really special to me. So when I first moved to the area I live in now, I got a job in this really cool beach town called Asbury Park, New Jersey. It's got this great music scene. It's kind of like gritty and artsy, and I don't know. It's awesome. It's like very gay friendly. It's very open-minded and liberal, and it's all at the beach. And when I moved down here, it was right, when did I move down here? September of 2019, like literally right before the pandemic. I saw this deck, and this reminded me of my move to Asbury Park, my new job, my new life at the beach. And this artwork in particular just reminds me of a lot of like the beach town is a lot of like street art. There's a lot of art on the boardwalk and things like that. So this just reminds me of that. So this feels very like nostalgic to me. These are probably some of my favorite backs, like ever. They're just so vibrant and fun. Yeah, so not only is this a great deck, I know a lot of people love this deck in the tarot community, but this deck has a lot of nostalgia for me personally, and for that big move I made, and kind of like starting a new chapter of my life, like moving out of like the city environment and starting a new life. And I said, oh, I want to always live at the beach. So like I kind of like just made that happen. And this deck to me is like a marker of that milestone. So it just feels like extra special. So whenever I pull this out come summertime, it just feels like a home deck. I don't know how else to describe it. It just has that nostalgic attachment to it. It feels really special. I love this, like, I don't even know what you would call this art style. Like, what is Dame Darcy's art style? Like, I know she does like comics, or kind of like graphic, not even graphic novels, like zines. Like, I don't know how you would describe her art style, but I love it. I just think it's so fun and quirky and playful. So it's just a really great reader for me. I usually only read with this in the summer. I do like to use my decks like seasonally. It's certainly a deck you could use all year round, but for me, it is just a summer deck. It's really great for Cancer season. And I just love it so much. It's so great. And it comes with the amazing, like, I feel like more decks need to have magnetic closures. It's just so satisfying. And I just also love this type of gilding, that like soft gold gilding. It's soft to the touch. It's got a little bit of shimmer. So good. So this is always a joy to work with. This one probably won't ever leave my collection either, to be honest. I think most of the decks I have for my July edit are decks that probably will never leave. Just because I am so connected to like ocean energy. It just feels very special to me. It means a lot to me. So whenever any type of ocean or mermaid or beach deck comes out, I do like to check it out, and I hope it resonates. So this one is a keeper. Love it so much. All right, so another deck with another beautiful mermaid bag. Let's take a look at this beautiful mermaid bag. This is another one I got off of Etsy. I love this print. I love these just very like, I don't know, this print is like kind of like, it's got these kind of like folksy kind of, I don't know, these mermaids feel a little sad and solemn. I love it though. That art style would be great for tarot. I also keep a crystal in here. So the deck I have in this beautiful mermaid bag this is unfortunately out of print. I'm so sorry. This is the Visionary Tarot. This is the silver edition. I know there is also a gold edition. This is by, who is this by? Addison James. And I thought maybe she would like do another print run, which I thought maybe, I thought I heard someone say that they were doing another print run, but I was recently, like, when I usually post my decks on Instagram, I usually always tag the creator just so like they can see their, you know, art and their work being, you know, used in the real world. And just this month, her tarot account on Instagram was deactivated. Like, I don't see Addison James on there anymore. So I don't know what's going on, which is kind of a bummer because like I just love her art style so much. It's so beautiful. I do hope she does eventually do another printing of this deck because I know a lot of people have been looking for it. So I got the silver edition. So basically it's just like black and white with silver edges, which I think is a really sleek and unexpected deck for kind of like an ocean type deck. And this, I love this art style. This is very nautical. We've got coral, we've got lots of mermaids, which I love. This might be one of my favorite Empress cards ever. Like, she's got this big Leo-esque mane of hair and this crown of coral. Like, gorgeous. Love that so much. Some of the cards are a bit pippish, yet again, but I do not mind it. I just really love this black and white, this subtle nautical ocean nods in this deck. I do think this is a deck you could read with all year. I do typically just reach for it in the summer, but it is great. Again, very mermaid forward, which I love. We've got lighthouses. Look at this devil card. We've got a shipwreck. Oops, backwards cards. Got some jellyfish. We do have a few extra cards. So we have the universe, which is an extra card. I think there's maybe 3 extra cards. Yep, the Cyrene, which I think is such a great extra major arcana card. So I keep that in there. I love Cyrene energy. I think there's a lot of different ways you can read that. So definitely kept that in the deck. I think I kept all the extra cards in the deck. Let's see if I can find the other one. Strength, we've got the crab constellation here. The navigator is another extra, and I think that's a really great extra major arcana, but I definitely keep that and I read with that. Yeah, this is just, it's awesome. I do hope this comes back in print because I know a lot of people have been looking for this deck and really would love to use it. It's awesome. It's so good. Look at this Queen of Arrows. Like, it's such an interesting Queen of Swords. Like, she's got this bow and arrow. She is determined, but if you also look, she's also crying. This is very emotional. I just think that's such an interesting card when I pull that one. So this is a lovely deck. It comes with a little white book that's actually pretty good. So I do tend to use that. And it comes in like the clamshell box, which I enjoy. So this one, especially because it's out of print, this one's not ever going to leave my collection. I do hope for other people the creator does possibly do another print run. I always keep it in this beautiful bag because we've got this like black mermaid kind of like aesthetic and vibe going on. And I always keep it with this crystal. I don't know what this is, but it feels like they go together. If anyone knows what kind of crystal this is, let me know. I've even taken it to people who have crystal shops and they don't know what it is. So yeah, if you think you know what this is, let me know. This crystal works exclusively with this deck. They are paired together, so I do keep it in this bag. So that is my Visionary Tarot, and that is the silver edition in this beautiful mermaid bag. Okay, so another deck I keep in a bag. This isn't actually a mermaid or ocean deck, but you'll probably see why I put it in this month's edit. This is, again, a beautiful, same creator. We've got this like blue moon print bag, which I think is really pretty. So this is my Triomphe De La Luna by Patrick Valenza, and this is the Paradoxical Blue edition. So I saw this, and I'm not even really a blue person. Like, I feel like everyone has like a color they're drawn to. Blue is not typically a color I'm drawn to, but I saw this deck when it first came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this screams like ocean energy, and I feel like I need it. So I do tend to like to use this one in summer. So this deck, let me see, I think I put these, I separated. So this deck is the Paradoxical edition, but it's also got the extra cards. Okay, yeah, so this is what it is. So it's got extra cards, like extra major cards, like you can swap out. And it's also got these, what is it called? The Beast Pack expansion. So it's 10 bonus oracle cards and the Beast Pack expansion. Okay, so this whole deck is 115 cards. So these are like oracle cards that I was also playing around with. I love this one. This is like a sea serpent. Like, again, gives me such ocean vibes. These are all the extra oracle. So there's some extra oracle, and I guess these are the beast expansions. I do have the online guidebook saved on my phone, so when I was using it, I was referencing that, because some of them, like some of these I could read intuitively, the oracle cards, but the beast pack, like I didn't really know how to read those. Like these ones I could a little bit, but I thought it was fun to see what Patrick Valenza wrote about them, so that was just really cool to be able to add this to my tarot. So that's why I keep these in a separate pile. And then these are the little beast expansion packs, these ones. I love all the shades of blue. It gives me that like inky, dark, deep ocean energy. They almost, to me, they almost feel like, and I know that's not Patrick Valenza's intention, they feel like creatures from the deep, dark ocean. Like that's how I kind of envision it. These are like creatures deep in the waters, like maybe things that we're scared of. This feels very good for shadow work. Like, couldn't you just like see that in like the depths of the ocean where there's like all those like crazy looking creatures? More of the oracle cards, the beasties. So these are all very fun. And then we have a couple like extra, this is an extra Hierophant card, extra Judgment, extra Tower card. And then I'll show you the regular deck. So this is, these are the backs, also blue. So this is a Marseille deck. And this month I actually had 2 Marseille decks in my tarot edit, and it made me realize that, yes, I do read with Marseille, but I really am feeling drawn to want to dig deeper into Marseille. I think maybe even next month in August, or maybe in the fall. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I've mentioned and probably in other videos that I'm feeling drawn to want to study a new system. And some of the ones that I was debating were Marseille, Lenormand, runes. What else was I debating on? Diving deeper into astrology, which that might still happen because that's not really like a type of like cartomancy type thing. But I'm feeling like maybe Marseille might be the next step. And I've been really wanting to pick up the Squid Cake Marseille by just roller. I know her deck is mass market now, and it has a little guidebook that people are raving about, so I might pick that one up. But yeah, I have a handful of Marseille decks that I really love the artwork, and I'd really love to, again, dive deeper into Marseille and not just necessarily rely on my knowledge of tarot as it is with like the RWS system. So if anyone has any suggestions on their favorite like Marseille resources, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'm feeling drawn to do that. And this deck is gorgeous. And again, I have another deck in this edit, this tarot edit for this month, that is Marseille, and I feel like I would gravitate towards it more if I had a deeper understanding of the system. So this is the Triomphe De La Luna Paradoxical Blue Edition with the expansion pack. So much fun. It gives me all the deep, watery, ocean, Cancer energy, and yeah, it was so nice to work with that this month. So we'll put that back in its bag. I do foresee keeping this one, but who knows? Like maybe I don't feel super connected to Marseille, and maybe I do let this one go in the future. But for now, that's definitely staying. Okay, so let me just segue into my other Marseille deck. Oh, we've got a little holographic reflection there. So this is the Tarot Cyrene. So this is a mermaid based tarot deck, and it is a Marseille, like I mentioned. This is by Wandering Oracle, and it's tiny and it's so cute, and it's holographic. We've got the, you know, magnetic closure. Everything's holographic, which, you know, holographic makes things so much more fun. Look how fun. And then I did edge these in like a metallic blue. You can kind of see the shimmer there. So fun. So I didn't reach for this that much this month. And again, I think it's the whole Marseille block that I have. I know I can read with it. I have read with it. I do read with it. But I think I do really love fully illustrated cards. Like, I love this art style. I think this is so pretty. I love the color palette in these, but I'll be honest, if I do a reading and I get all, let's say, pips, it's just, I don't know, I can read it. Of course I can read it, but it just feels so meh to me. And I'm just kind of rambling right now, but I'm wondering, for those of you who read Marseille, like, how do you get like excited about a reading like this? Or like, what if you have, let's say, let me find some other wands. I don't know, like, obviously if you pull all wands, of course that feels significant, but like, if I get a reading just of this, like, I'm just like, okay. I feel like yes, I can work with numerology. Yes, I can work with elemental energy, but it just feels like it's missing a storytelling component. And maybe this is just a me thing, but I'd love to know, for those of you who read Marseille, like, how does that work for you? Because I love just seeing characters, and I'm going to separate these now, like seeing characters and seeing like these beautiful illustrations that I can really dive into. I love this hermit card, like this hermit crab. They're so good. This might be one of my favorite death cards, to be quite honest. Like, look at this skeleton mermaid. How amazing. The fully illustrated cards are awesome. And you know what? The pips are gorgeous too, but when I get all pips, I'm like, meh, I don't know. So that's my dilemma. That's my current dilemma with Marseille. So let me know, for those of you who are Marseille people, how do you get past that? Or is that something that just doesn't bother you? I guess it's something that doesn't bother you. But let me know. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Marseille and, you know, illustrated cards versus, you know, the pippish liners. I just read I read my cards in a way that feels like a little more like visual storytelling. So I really do rely on what I see in the image. So if you can help me get around that, please share that. Either way, I'm not letting this deck go because it just feels too special. This deck alone is a reason why I want to understand Marseille, because I want to get more excited to use this deck just because it's got that ocean mermaid energy. The illustrations are gorgeous. Everything about this just screams summer fun. So that alone is a reason why I'm keeping this one. Okay, so I have one more tarot deck and then I have 3 oracles. So this is another deck that I absolutely adore for summer mermaid energy. This is the Sea Witch Tarot. So this deck, this is by Willow White Raven, and this is supposed to be created by someone named Mademoiselle Dauphine. This deck has that like rose petal finish. I love these like old botanical like illustrations. This is such a quirky deck. I'm going to show you why. The Little White Book is actually pretty good too, so I do use that. I did have both versions. I also had the French Deluxe Linen Edition with darker backs, but I don't really use decks or cards that are larger, so I wanted to stick with the traditional tarot size, so I did let that one go. So I only have this deck, which I absolutely love. And this deck is really quirky because it's got a mix of like these plain like pippish cards with a white background, and then we've got these like really ornate illustrations, and all the majors are fully illustrated, and all the minors actually kind of go back and forth. Like some of them are just pippish, whereas others are fully illustrated. Like here's a 9 of Swords. So there really is no rhyme or reason for that, and I think normally that would annoy me, but it doesn't annoy me with this. It kind of adds to its like vintage quirky charm, and this deck can do no wrong for me. I just love everything about its quirks. It's obviously ocean themed. It's subtle, but it's not. Again, it's eclectic. The pips are sometimes pippish and sometimes they're not. We've got this vintage feel to it. I don't know, it feels like something a sea sorceress would have. And you can see here, like the 5 of Cups is fully illustrated. Look how beautiful that Ace of Cups is. I just adore working with this deck. I found this on Etsy a few years ago and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. And I'm still obsessed. So this deck is not going anywhere. We've got all these beautiful shells, the cups, we've got our swords. Yeah, vintage illustrations. It's just so cool. I also love how the High Priestess is actually named the Sea Witch. I think that's fantastic. I love when I pull that card. It's just so good. A lot of mermaids, of course. Ocean creatures. Yeah, this one's a joy. I loved working with it. I actually think this is also, because of the quirkiness, I think this is a deck you could use all year, in my opinion, because it doesn't necessarily give off like ocean, summer, Cancer season energy. I think you could use this all year. Maybe I will. Maybe I will pull this out later in the year. So that is the Sea Witch Tarot. Huge fan of this, not going anywhere. Loved working with that this month. Okay, so the last 3 decks I have are Oracle decks. The first deck I have here is the Salt and Sea Energy. This is an Oracle deck by Rachel Rubino. This is the first edition. I do believe there is a second edition, and a lot of the cards were like redone. I didn't feel called to get the second one. I like this one perfectly well. These are the backs. It is a standard oracle size. How many cards are in this? 42. Okay, so obviously it is what it says it is. It's salt and sea energy. So, you know, this isn't a perfect deck. This is also kind of a quirky deck where like the artwork isn't really like uniform. Like we have some images that are like photographs, and then we have other images that look like this. And I think normally that would annoy me, but it doesn't annoy me with this one. I think it's just, I accept this deck for its quirky nature. And again, it's got all these like ocean, summer, beach elements. We've got tsunami. I do also like that like this deck doesn't shy away from more difficult energy. Like we've got like huge waves coming in, like danger, like overwhelming emotions. Like we're not shying away from that. So this deck feels more balanced, and it's just simple. It's got a keyword, you know, lighthouse, and then a little, either there'll be like a little, you know, phrase, or there might be a question. So when the seas are rough, search for the light. You know, there's simple messages. The seahorse, follow your intuition, you're on the right path. Sea glass, your future is being rewritten, a time for deep healing. Calm before the storm. Like, they're simple, but I think they're really versatile. And this deck in particular worked well with pretty much most of the decks I've already shown. Like, it's on theme with ocean energy. The color palette is, again, very soothing. We've got a beautiful mermaid card. High tide, emotions are escalating. Murky waters. Driftwood, low tide, sunset. Yeah, it's just a fun deck. If you like ocean energy, definitely check this out. Sunken ship, that's another one. Your past does not have to define your future. I really like that one. Eye of the storm, amidst the chaos, find your center. Rainbow, crab, palm tree, sunrise. So this is just like a nice, easy reader. I think it's a good clarifying deck. It's not a deck I would think I would use by itself, to be honest, but it's a nice like clarifier at the end of a reading, especially if you are using, you know, a mermaid ocean type deck. That one has been really nice, so really enjoy always working with that. My second to last deck I'm sharing is Messages from the Mermaids. This is by Karen Kay and artwork by Linda Olson. This is a mass market deck. I usually don't pick up decks like this, but you know, mermaid energy, you got me. So I do think the artwork is stunning. And I know some people in the tarot community are like, oh, the artwork is so busy. And it is busy. These are the pretty backs. We've just got this kind of like sea green color with seashells, and this artwork is very like, there's a lot of movement. I think it's really trying to depict like the fluidity of water. I just love how it's all mermaids, and we've got all different kinds of mermaids. Like we've got our more voluptuous mermaids, we've got beautiful black mermaids, which I feel like we don't get enough of. Just a lot of different types of mermaids, and I'm here for it. We also have one of my favorite cards. Let's see if I can find him, because we have a merman. These keywords are also very like just simple. This is another great clarifier, but I've also used these as journal prompts. The gentleness card. Can we all agree that's Jason Momoa? Like, the person who created this was like, thinking of Jason Momoa. There's no other way. So I just chuckle every time I get that card, because he is just very delicious man. We've got more full-figured mermaids here for that. I don't know, these just feel very dreamy. And this pairs nicely. What do I pair this with? This pairs nicely with the Sea Witch Tarot. I really like those together. I don't feel like they compete energy-wise. I don't love pairing this with Dame Darcy's Mermaid Tarot. For some reason, I don't love that vibe together, but this with the Sea Witch is amazing. We've got purple colored mermaids. Like, it's just, I don't know. I was a little mermaid girl growing up, so this just totally piques my interest. I forgot we have another merman. I guess that's King Triton, I think. And the guidebook is actually really good too. So let's see, let's pull the King Triton card, move forward. Let's see, does this say who that is? Okay. It doesn't say who that is. It just says this warrior king of the sea. Okay. But for each card, you get like a little black and white depiction. You get like a little, I don't know, like a little like affirmation or blurb, and then you get like the full reading. And they're really good. You can use these for journal prompts or clarifiers. So I really enjoy this. So if you're, you know, an ocean deck kind of person and you don't have this one yet, I would definitely suggest checking it out. It's mass market, it's pretty affordable, and I just really enjoy it. We've got this little saying in here: when you fully open your heart and mind to the mermaids, miraculous transformations can happen. Yes. So love that messages from the mermaids. Okay, the last deck I worked with is the deck that was my deep dive for the month, and that was my Ocean Dreams Oracle. This is by Danielle Noel. So I'm really glad I chose this to be my deep dive, because when I originally got this, if you don't already know, I am a huge Danielle Noel fangirl. I love her artwork. I love everything that she does. And she's one of those creators where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just need to buy whatever you've created. Like, it's a thing. So when I bought this, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Danielle Noel and it's oceans, two of my favorite things. And I read with it. I got this last year and I felt like it was falling a little flat, and a lot of other people in the tarot community were kind of saying the same thing. So I was really upset about that. So this month I decided, you know what, I'm going to take my time with it and we're going to bond. So open this up. Everything about the packaging and everything Danielle Noel does is like high quality, absolutely gorgeous. We've got this beautiful box, beautiful affirmations inside. It just feels really special. We've got a few extra cards in here that are just lovely. So I think I figured out what the issue is. And the issue is this. This deck is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. We've got these beautiful blue, soft, kind of sparkly gilded edges. And again, it's artwork you come to know is Danielle Noel, and it's ocean themed. So we don't get better than that. But I think the reason I was struggling with it is because this deck feels very high vibe. It feels very love and light. And I'm in a place in my practice where I don't love working with decks that are too heavy leaning in like this positive, loving energy. It's great and I enjoy that, but I want more, especially with ocean energy. I want more grittiness. I want more, like, the ocean is like my ultimate muse. Like, she is my source of inspiration. She is, to me, the full embodiment of like the divine feminine on earth. She is just everything. And we know that divine feminine energy is not all love and light. It's not just being beautiful. It's about being raw and full of rage, and you're kind of dangerous and you're kind of scary, and there's a destructive nature to you. And I feel like it was just a little bit of a missed opportunity that some of those other aspects of ocean energy could be in this deck. And I'm also aware that's totally a me thing. Some people might not look at the ocean in that way. And this is Danielle Noel's deck, so this is her interpretation. And again, it's stunning. I just wish there was a little bit more of some more shadowy, challenging cards in this deck. So that's one thing. another thing is this deck, again, beautiful depictions of the ocean, but it just reminds me of like Caribbean waters on a tropical vacation, which again, we love to see it, but I live here in New Jersey. I live near the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean can be really beautiful. Actually, during COVID, there were times where it was crystal clear and I was like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. But normally it's darker, it's stormier. I still swim in it, like she's beautiful, but I wish, like, as I'm saying this, like I need more cards like this, like storm. I wish there was just darker images, darker coloration, darker titles. That would make this deck perfect for me. Because I think I just want to see more depictions of my ocean. But, you know, there are a few dark cards. The Abyss is great. Otherwise, the deck does feel like a tropical vacation, which, again, I'm not giving this deck away. It's too beautiful. I did journal with this quite a bit, and I felt more connected to it. So I actually think I'm still going to work with this deck for the month of August as a journal deck. So I think that's helping, because I do think this deck has a lot to offer, truly. I do love that big wave there. Yeah, so that's my take on this deck. I'm wondering if anyone else feels the same way. I know a lot of other tarot people in the, you know, YouTube community have kind of said similar things. But yeah, it's a beautiful deck. I just want more shadowy elements, and there wasn't quite enough in here for me. But again, I think that's okay. I can take the deck for what it is. Like, perhaps this is, like, maybe I don't make this deck something it's not. Like, maybe this is more of a healing type deck or self-love deck. And it might just turn into that. Like, this is a healing waters type deck. So that is my Ocean Dreams Oracle by Danielle Noel. And then I just wanted to give a little shout out to two of my crystals. Like, let's talk about crystals again. These two crystals have in my collection, they are really ocean energy to me, and surprisingly neither one of these are ocean jasper. This is a crystal, and I feel like you can't see the beauty of this because of the reflection, but this is actually a dendritic agate, which when I first picked it up I thought was an orca agate, but it's not. But it looks like ocean waves to me, like sea foam and ocean waves. Oh, I just love this one so much. You've got this milky white color and the swirls. Like, to me, this looks like a top view of the ocean. So this just has so much ocean energy, and I love that one. And this one, I also love hearts, which is why I have two hearts. This is actually a pink amethyst, and we've got like the druzy kind of like inset here. And again, we've got these, like, it almost feels like pink sandy beaches and like this soft blue ocean. So yeah, I'm just like, you know, all about the ocean energy this month and all of my wonderful ocean decks. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I haven't really filmed in a while. And let me know what you think of these decks. Let me know if you knew what that crystal was before. Let me know if you have good resources for reading and learning Marseille. Let me know what you think of the Ocean Dreams Oracle. Let me know all the things. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a like, leave a comment down below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye.